Okay, the next feature here then is your impedance selector. This is very, very important for a tube amp. If you're running a mix-match impedance with the speaker cab that you're plugged into, you're going to stress, and the life expectancy of your output transformer is going to suffer. And it's going to affect your tone. So make sure, as you can see here, these are marked with the speaker outputs. You have a main speaker out and an extension speaker out. Always use the main first. That's what it says. We have people that'll just look in the back and plug into any red one. You can't do that. You have to use this one first. If you plug into the extension and the main is not plugged in, there'll be no output from the amp. You may hear a little bit, but you're going to think something's wrong with the amplifier. So use the main first. This is the one, if you're using a half stack like this, we'll go one speaker output into the back of the cabinet. Our cabinets are very similar to the Marshall style input jack. They have a 4 ohm or a 16 ohm mono input or an 8 ohm stereo. Obviously, to run stereo, you're going to have to run both speaker outputs into both inputs on the back of the cabinet. Most of our guys, all of our artists, use this in mono mode. Mono is just a much more throaty, more projected tone. So if I'm going to run into the back of this cabinet and I'm running into the 4 ohm jack that's listed on the back, I'm going to switch it to 4 ohms. If I'm in 8 or 16, again, the amp's not going to sound that great, and it's going to damage your transformer over time. So always make sure, if I run into the 16 ohm jack on the back, set it to 16. Make sure it is set up correctly. Let's say I'm running a full stack cabinet with this head. So I would run one cabinet out of the main into the top cab, the other extension output into the bottom cab. Make sure that you run into the 16 ohm mono jack when you're using a full stack configuration. Then I would switch it to 8. Two 16 ohm cabinets together actually makes a total of an 8 ohm speaker load. So you want to set it to 8. If I had two cabinets that had 8 ohm mono, then if I was running two 8 ohm cabinets, I would set it to 4. So it's easy when you're doing one cabinet because you can just pick which one you're plugged into. When you're running two cabinets, it basically cuts it in half. So if I've got two 16 ohm cabinets, it would be 8 ohms at that point. So very, very important.